Hello my friends on YouTube. Thank you for coming back to my channel. My name is Chanel. Today we are going to be doing a video about strawberries. All about strawberries. My friend Tiffany and her son Andrew for football were selling flats of strawberries, so I got one, and you know, gotta preserve them some way because you can't just eat all those. That's a lot to eat. So I have figured out 3 different ways, not 6, just 3 different ways of preserving them. We're going to do the fridge method, which is for fresh eating. We're gonna do the freezer method, which is for longer term storage, and then for like forever storage, dehydrating. What? At the end, I'm gonna tell you some different ways to use these strawberries, because what's the use in having all these ways of preserving them if we don't know how to use them, right? So yeah, come along with me and let's go watch the rest of this video. Let's learn about strawberries and preserving. I'm gonna just start putting those in all of them because I do it so good. Okay, we start by filling up a big thing to put all the strawberries in. I added white vinegar and I added baking soda. It fizzed up, which I thought was really cool because I saw it on the internet, and so that seemed like a good way to clean these things. You know, all those bubbles and stuff, after I swoosh it around, it kind of reactivates, which is awesome. I didn't let them soak for too long either. You make sure you get all the moldy ones out. Make sure none of that's in there. You don't want them all together. I swooshed them around and I let them sit for 3 minutes. It said 3 to 5 minutes, but I've soaked strawberries in vinegar before for a little bit too long, and it kind of took the color out and the flavor. So I just wanted just a quick clean, and that's what we got by doing this method, and it seemed to work really good. Oh, look how dirty that water is. I did rinse them real good just to make sure that there was no residue left on them. This is my setup. I got my strawberries, my trash bowl, and then 2 different bowls because that's a lot of strawberries. Okay, I got them all done. This is all the tops and stuff. These are the not bruised, the really good ones, and these are kind of the bruised ones, which we'll eat these first. The ones we want to eat fresh, we're going to put it in our little container. Put a paper towel down first, and we'll use not the ones that are bruised and stuff, but the other ones. We're just going to put them in whole. Now don't smush them down or nothing. And we're just going to put a bunch in there. Okay, don't smush them down. And these I'm putting straight into the fridge, and they should keep about a week, maybe a little longer. They will get dry as they go, so I just eat these fresh. So I'm going to take the ones that are kind of blemished, and I'm going to go ahead and freeze those. Now, some people might just either eat those fresh, or maybe they don't even use them, but see how there's a little bit of blemish on there? I'm going to freeze them whole like this, and then they're a little bit sweeter and a little bit more ripe. And I think they'll be better like that in smoothies, or I put mine in oatmeal a lot. So yeah, I'm going to just freeze these ones. I think they'll be just a little bit sweeter. And the reason I'm keeping them separate is because when we put them in the bags and stuff, they won't stick all together. You could put them all together if you were using them in like one recipe, but since I'm not, I'm probably just gonna use them in individual or very small sizes with my oatmeal, stuff like that. I'm gonna do it like this. Perfect. Look how pretty. Okay, I just put them in this bag right after I froze them. And see how they're They're not sticking together or anything. This would be good if you want to use them, you know, in the next couple months or so, but if you want them to last longer, I use them for smoothies a lot, so I don't use them that often. I'm gonna put them in these food saver bags so that they last a lot longer. And it's kind of like an individual size, you know what I mean? Alright, now I got all my vacuum saved up strawberries for another time. Here's our third method. We are going to dehydrate the rest of these. I just cut these in half after the tops were cut off and they were holed out. I cut them all in half, and that was my plan to dehydrate them. I have cut them in smaller pieces before, and then they get very, 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 very small when you dehydrate them. So I was thinking half ones would, you know, be better. But it did take a very long time, like super long time. And I think I started them off at like 12 hours. Definitely weren't done. Let me see. At 1:35 for 12 hours, yep. And it took a few days, to be honest, which I didn't do it right away. I didn't do it the whole entire time. Like, I'd wait a little bit, and then they get a little bit more moisture when you just set them there. So yeah, we had to do it quite a few times. Alright, I'm going to tell you some of the stuff that I do with the strawberries after they are preserved. Obviously, the ones in the fridge, I just eat because they're delightful. You can do anything you do with regular ones. Cut them up, put them on yogurt, put them on cereal. You could make a strawberry bread, kind of like banana bread. The fridge ones, they do get drier as the time goes on, like because you have that paper towel in the bottom of it. It's taking that moisture, so you want to eat them pretty quick. I'd say they last about a week, maybe even a little bit longer in the fridge once you wash them and do everything that I showed you. They'll last pretty good, so that's a yummy way to do it. With the freezer ones, the ones that are whole, I like to put them in smoothies. So just like you would, we really like banana shakes around here, right? And you can freeze the bananas in, you know, pieces, and then when you want to make a shake, you put it in your blender or whatever you have. We have a food processor. Because it's so cold, it's almost like putting an ice cube in a smoothie. The ice makes it, you know, smoothie-like. But if you do it with bananas or strawberries or, you know, any kind of fruit, really, you get that slushy, almost milkshakey consistency when you blend it all together. So that's why I did put I don't drink smoothies all that often, so that's why I put them in the space saver bags, so they'll last a lot longer, because they'll last in the freezer for months and months and months. Now, if you left them in just that original Ziploc bag that I put them in, they'll get freezer burnt quicker in probably a couple months, especially opening and closing the fridge. When it's in that space saver, it, I don't know, takes all the air out, so somehow it makes the freezer burn not happen. So I like to do that with the frozen ones, and I like to do it, you could cut them up if you wanted. When they thaw out, they're gonna be mushy. They, you know, because when you freeze it, I don't know what the science is, but it gets, you know, things get bigger, and then when it unfreezes, when it thaws, they get smaller, so the water inside of the strawberry has expanded and then gets back, so it kind of blows the fruit out, if that makes sense. So it's not the best texture once it's been frozen, but like I said, that's why I blend it up into smoothies instead. Or even let them thaw a bit, cut them up, make muffins with them, strawberry muffins, strawberry pancake, put it in like a parfait type of thing, some granola, some yogurt, some strawberries, a couple more layers. That'd be delicious. And then finally, the dried ones. So the dehydrated ones are cool because they last forever. I really went on a dehydrating kick sometime last year, and I have so many random vegetable powders. Thought I had some strawberry to show you, but I actually don't, so I may have already showed you. Anyway, with the powder, what I'm excited about is I really like strawberry oatmeal, and I do not really like the texture of like cooked strawberries, you know, or if they had gotten unfroze. I don't know, it depends. Sometimes I just don't like the texture of strawberries, because a lot of times I put my just frozen ones in the oatmeal and you cook it down, it kind of infuses in it. Sometimes you still get that texture. Sometimes I'll just avoid them. I just do it to flavor it. So when you dehydrate them, you can powder it. You can turn it into a powder and then could add it to your oatmeal. So I haven't tried that yet. I hope it's delicious and I hope it adds good flavor, and it's gonna be more powdered. So it's gonna dissolve sort of a little bit better than if it was in, you know, chunky pieces. So that's what I'm excited about. You can just eat them plain. I'm still dehydrating at the moment. That's why I'm not showing you. I'll try to throw some pictures in here or something, video, when they're done. But I did try one, and remember we used I think we used the ones that were a little bit bruised, so they were a little bit sweeter, kind of. But I ate one just by itself, and it was a little intense. More so like sour. I hate sour things. So I don't always like all berries. Like I don't like raspberries. I've tried. I really like the flavor of blueberries, but I don't love them fresh. So it depends on with me. I really like my things to be sweet. So anyway, I took a bite. Some people will say, or maybe if you had more ripe sweet strawberries, it'd be better. But a lot of people will say that the dehydrated ones taste like little pieces of candy. Not so much for me, but a lot of people do. You know, I just don't like sour things, and it was a little sour. You could probably also make some sort of like fruit roll-up type of thing. I've actually never made that, but that sounds good. Some sort of gummies with these things. But I got all these strawberries, and I'm very excited to use them. I'm excited that I put them up so we can have them as the year goes on. I do have some strawberries I planted last year, but and again, it's only February, but we've had unusually warm weather, and it seems like only like a couple have made it. So we'll see how that goes. We may get, I usually, if I have fresh strawberries, I eat them right there in the garden. Nice and warm and delicious. Fresh off the vine. So good. So we'll see if we get any fresh ones, but if we don't, then we have this whole amount that we just preserved and we should have for the upcoming year. And so I'm excited about that, and let me know if you guys tried any of these methods. They're not really too hard to do. It was a little hard to do while recording for YouTube because I'm not super good at it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better. Anyways, thanks so much for staying till the end and watching all this and learning with me. I love learning and making videos to help other people learn, because I have learned a lot of my stuff from YouTube, from just regular people like me trying to make the world a better place by teaching people awesome stuff like preserving food, because yeah, it's awesome to have food security. It's awesome to have a garden that I know that I can go out and have dinner if this grocery store was closed or something, which, you know, it's not. But hey, just a couple years ago that happened. You know why. So let's learn together, let's preserve our food, and let's eat healthy. I will see you next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will catch you on the next one. Alright, we'll see you later. Bye.